All right, man. So we're gonna dive into this Trump, Chicago, and the mayor Brandon Johnson, right? And I got a couple questions to people, but I'm gonna just say it. Like at this point, with what we see and what we know, you have got to be stupid, like real stupid, to not recognize who playing what sides in this. Like it's crazy. So we just gonna dig in, and I just got a couple questions, man. How could you continue to support either side if you see like this is just as obvious as it could be, man? I'm gonna dive in. We're gonna break it down a little bit, but like how could like knowing this, like seeing how they exposing their hands. This is Democrats I'm talking about. You see how they exposing their hands, like you gotta be wired a different kind of way to ignore this shit. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention.
We find ourselves in a position where we must take immediate, drastic action to protect our people from federal overreach. I'm signing an executive order today that will launch the Protecting Chicago initiative. This is a project that builds on the months of preparation that we have done that
Now see, this is where the bullshit start, right? Because everybody know what's going on in Chicago. They've been talking about it for this shit is common knowledge, right? Killing all over the place every weekend, 10, 20 motherfuckers dead. These motherfuckers, he ain't signed an executive order that I know of at all to stop these motherfuckers from killing each other in the streets, right? President Trump say, we gonna send some motherfuckers in there, man, stop all this shit's out of control. The motherfucking mayor say, whoa, can't come in here and do that. The mayor, like, no, don't come in. And then he trying to flip it like, this motherfucker said he trying to protect people because Trump coming in to stop the crime. You gotta be a special type of stupid, dog. Like, this motherfucker been in office, I want to say 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Something like that. No executive orders to stop the crime that I know of. Could be wrong. Link it in the chat. Nothing to stop the crime. President Trump come in and say, this motherfucker sign an executive order to stop people from coming in to help the citizens. This shit crazy. I'm gonna play a little bit more, then I'm gonna play another clip of this nigga that's from Chicago who's been in Chicago his whole life to get his perspective. But I'm just like, the question is like, how, man? How can y'all ignore this kind of shit, right? And then there's another whole aspect to it as far as who funded this dude. Like, this dude got millions of dollars worth of funding to be the mayor versus some other people who couldn't get no funding. And now you got him, like, he basically playing a role that he got paid to play. They don't want to stop the crime because crime is business. So they don't want Trump to come in and stop the crime because he getting paid a certain amount of money from these nonprofits. Shit is crazy, man. Play the clip some more and check this shit out.
the officers will be directed to where they are working hard every single day with military personnel on police patrols or civil from federal action. This sweeping executive that we've done that has led up to this very moment. Protecting Chicago will ensure that every Chicagoan knows their rights, that every single family is prepared, and every part of city government is directed to protect the people of Chicago from federal action. This sweeping executive order directs our Department of Law to pursue any and every legal mechanism to hold this administration accountable for violating the rights of Chicagoans. This order affirms that the Chicago Police Department will not collaborate with military personnel on police patrols or civil immigration enforcement. We will not have our police officers who are working hard every single day to drive down crime deputized to do traffic stops and checkpoints for the president. This order affirms the CPD officers will be directed to wear CPD uniforms and refrain from wearing masks so that residents can clearly distinguish them from federal agents. And finally, as I said, it establishes the Protecting Chicago Initiative, the most sweeping campaign of any city in the country to protect ourselves from the threats and actions of this out-of-control administration.
Alright, man. So I don't want to listen to, like, dog. This man, listen. He just signed an executive order for the police to go against anything that the president of the fucking United States do to try to clean up crime in Chicago. The mayor just did that. He not doing that shit because he think it's a good idea. He doing it to keep his job. He doing it because the people who donated to him is the same people that profit off of the crime in Chicago. Same nonprofits that run the prisons or they all donated to dude. So they don't want the crime to be stopped. That's a farce. He just signed an executive order so that the fucking police will go against what the president is doing. This shit is crazy, man. Now this is the mayor. Now this is a lot of these videos, but check this one out.
Violence makes it a topic where people can. All right, I've sat back and I've watched everybody have their statements about violence in Chicago and Donald Trump bringing troops. And I'm going to tell you where I stand. And if you know me, you already know where I stand. But let me first get this out. I am sick and tired of hearing Brandon Johnson and his paid comrades to go around saying violence is low to try to pad his record. It is utter bullshit, and it is a disrespect to our seniors who are being shot up in front of their senior buildings, to our children who are being shot up walking to school. It is a disrespect to all of the families that are constantly being shot each and every day. Chicago has a violence problem, and the only reason why violence is down a little bit is because violence went up during COVID. People lost their jobs. COVID had folks in the house, economic insecurity. We know why violence was high during COVID. It was higher in every city around the country. So now that folks are back to work and we are post-COVID, violence have come down a bit. But if you look at right before COVID, where 500 people were killed in 2019 and over 2,000 people were shot, we're right back at those numbers. Almost 300 people have been shot this year, and 300 people have been killed this year, and 1,300 people have been shot. That means that we're on par to go back to the numbers where we were before COVID happened. So do we occupy our city with military forces? No, that's not the answer. But we do need federal intervention. We do need task force. We do need Donald Trump to work with our government so that we can deploy as much resources as possible so that we can clean our streets up. But that's going to take for our corrupt politicians to want to work with every level of government. And they don't. But that's going to take for our corrupt politicians to want to work with every level of government. And they don't want to. You know why? Because violence pays. Violence makes it a topic where people can go out and say, well, I'll decrease violence a few percent, vote for me again, and keep getting campaign donations and keep getting kickbacks from all of their friends that they're patting their pockets for while they're in office. Let's talk about this. In the last 20 years, while 22,000 people have been shot and over 10,000 people have been killed in the city of Chicago in the last 20 years, they have spent $7 to $10 billion on politics, on political campaigns from state to local, all the way down. $7 to $10 billion. They've spent $1 billion on violence intervention. They just spent $1 billion in the city of Chicago on migrants alone in 3 years, from 2022 to 2025. So when they talk about actually doing something about violence, none of them motherfuckers have ever sat down and actually did what they were supposed to do to get our communities together. So this is about politics. This is not about you. This is not about the people in communities. They need to stop playing politics, work with the man, or he gonna come in and run all over you.
Thank you to our president, the people's president, like I keep saying, the real MVP, President Donald J. Trump. Thank you, President Trump, for hearing us, for for listening to us. We need you here in Chicago, not just to see the National Guards. We're asking one more thing. We need you to come in and investigate the Brandon Johnson administration, the Pritzker administration, and Tony Brinkle and CTU. Hey, it's all hands on deck. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you.
President Trump recently claimed that African American ladies, beautiful ladies,
like Commander-in-Chief, looking like he's getting ready to come here. Sending the troops here in the next coming days, which we appreciate. Thank you, President Trump, for listening to us. We've been down there for 2 years screaming for your help, and we're glad that you finally are the man to listen to us, since we have a governor who doesn't listen to us. We have a mayor who doesn't listen to us. The previous administration, Biden and Harris, they opened up the border and sent 22 million illegals in our communities. Over 70,000 are right here in the city of Chicago. So thank you, President Trump, for listening to our pleas and are sending the correct people to come do a man's job. I'm going to read Chicago Flips Red statement about Mayor Brandon Johnson's executive order that he hurried up and made up this morning. Mayor Johnson is more worried about illegal immigrants than the safety of Chicagoans. His executive order is a political stunt meant to inflame fear instead of solving real problems. We support President Trump's decision to bring in federal resources, including the National Guard if necessary, to protect this city. Chicago is drowning under cartel-driven drug trafficking, rising violence, and the chaos that comes with sanctuary city policies. That's not a conspiracy. That's lived reality for South and West Side families, also North Side, downtown, and grandmothers in vans. That's not leadership, that's theater. The truth is, federal agents aren't coming here to snatch seniors. They're coming here to stop cartels, dismantle trafficking networks, and protect neighborhoods the mayor has ignored. Chicago Flips Red position is clear. Back the feds. When Washington sends resources to secure our
let me see. I'm gonna make sure that's Chicago Flips Red. Zolay. She from Zoli or Lay. From Chicago, man. That's somebody that's in Chicago that deal with it. Like that's a few people. But again, they see through the bullshit. I'm glad they see through the bullshit. That's why they trying to flip they people. You know, they trying to play the political game, which is what it's supposed to be. But yeah, man. What y'all think, man? Where we all at on this? Like, how could they, again? I think you gotta be stupid. You have to be a little stupid to ignore it. For one, it's like who's benefiting off of the bullshit. Specifically in this case, man, you got people going against, like, stopping crime in their city just to go against Donald Trump. Just that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy.